Hello everyone. Today in this short video we'll discuss a way that we can continuously use measurements in such a way that we monitor process as we do in industry. We don't take only two measurements as we did in the previous video. We will need to take many measurements in a continuous way to monitor whatever activity in automation we need to monitor, and so we have to measure continuously and provide to the control algorithm our measurements. So as I said from the beginning, I want to introduce every one of you incrementally and gradually more and more complex programming, so we ease it into it. This time we can see that I recommend to not modify the first code, but leave it as it is, save it with a different name, because I know for sure from experience that you will definitely reach a moment where you have to debug it because it's not going to work. So once you have a good code that works, leave it as it is, save it with a different name, and work on this one, because you'll definitely mess it up. So as we want in this goal, you can see that I said lab 1b, and we want to measure continuously. That's we do still keep in our outline number 1 and number 2, where we are importing the library and we connect to the board, is the same, non-modified. But as we look into this one, we take number 4 and 3 and squeeze them together and put them in a loop so we can run it continuously. So of course in real processing, when you have some process outside that you want to monitor, you don't have to actuate like we do here, turn it on and off the LED. So you have a process there that it takes care of itself, but you want to take measurements, so we will focus only on the measurement side. But suppose that we have to do it in this project, the measurements, so we have something that does some moves, and in this case we turn an LED on and off and measure its voltage drop. So as we look here, number 1 and number 2 tasks are the same. The only thing that I modified here is that I carried from this number 3, where we assigned the pins, let's say called the digital pin 13, we called it LED, and the analog pin 0 as an input, we call it measured. This I moved it into task number 2, as it makes sense, because it is related to assigning names and telling the Python computer that where is the board and what's inside the board and how we assign it. So number 3, as we said, we are introducing a continual loop, what is called a forever loop, and this is seen here with this we put while loop and we put the condition true, so it will be true forever as long as we forcibly stop it. And we will do that by hitting Control-C in the shell, as you will see me doing. So basically we were squeezing the number 3 task and number 4 from the previous one in this loop, and you can see that this is the way how we put a loop in Python, and again there is an indent here, so please be careful. If I remind you, if you are, again, my purpose is not to teach you Python, but to show how it can be used for measurements in this case. And we see we turn the LED on for 1 second. That's what we had told it here, stay on for 1 second, and then we start taking measurements. So in this case we transform those measurements into voltage and we print them, and then we turn it off, and then we keep it 1 second off, and then again we take the measurements and we print it, and we do this again and again and again. And so let's do it. Let's run this code and see what's happening. And we can see here I'm turning the LED on. Now it's 1 second, off 1 second, 1 second, off 1 second, and you can see it every time after that 1 second gives me the voltage measurement, which is supposed to be close to 5 volts and 0 volts when it's off. So this is how it is, and again, it's gonna run forever unless we stop it. And the way we'll stop it, because I didn't put anything there, and in this shell I need to click on the shell and then hit Control C. That is in this case. In the next video I'll show how you can introduce especially when we have to save the data. This is not good because you will not save the data if we want to keep the data for post-processing. I hope it will work for you, and otherwise please let me know. Write me an email and we can discuss. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.